Times.
Yeah, yeah.
So my own kind of content is like I want to focus on
Telling stories.
kind of African related stories.
Yeah.
But then on crafts,
Okay.
bringing people to talk about their life, their craft, based on food, art, and all of those.
You're in the perfect place for that.
Yeah, but I will tell you for real, man. It's been difficult.
Okay, why is it difficult?
It's been difficult to like.
Is it to start or is it to?
Vision, yeah, to start. People that you're gonna like have the same because you can't do it alone, right?
No, you can do it alone.
Are you? No, I don't.
You can do it alone. Trust me.
Okay, that's why I'm here.
You can do it alone. Most of my videos, I travel to countries I've never been to, and I film like alone. The video I shot it alone.
Yeah, but the video you were showing, you and all of that. It was like
most of my videos I shoot them alone. Even while I'm here, I'm shooting alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know anybody here.
We see the cameras right here.
Who?
Who are they?
I'm just meeting them.
Oh,
Yes.
you're cool.
No. I'm just meeting them. I'm just meeting everybody here, apart from my friend. Like, I'm just meeting everybody for this. Okay, apart from him. I've known him from Nigeria. We used to fly drones together.
Okay.
But everybody else here, I'm just meeting them for the first time. So I usually travel alone, and I feel like we overthink things. That's what I'm saying. You don't need to overthink anything. Like, just make something. You can't steer a parked car. The car has to move for you to start driving it. So you have to take action on something, even if it's one reel. So like you said, you want to create videos, documentaries about people, arts and craft. Find one person who is doing something. It might even be your friend, and make a 60-second Instagram reel about that person. That's all. That's where you start from. And then from there, you can do from 60 seconds, you can do 3 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. And then from there, you can start making more stuff for YouTube.
So what was the best platform to like always?
There's no best platform. It just depends on what you like. YouTube is more, so YouTube is my favorite platform because you can grow a strong community on YouTube. For me, because like, for people to sit down and watch you for like 10 minutes, you can't do that on Instagram. Instagram is just like, TikTok is just quick. So YouTube is like where you can build a long-term relationship with people. Like he said he has been following me for like how many years. Rarely on Instagram do you hear people say, oh, they've been following you for years. Because YouTube is like, you are constantly sharing all these long-form stories. People sit down and watch you for 20 minutes. It's like, you feel like you've got a personal connection with that person. But Instagram is like, so it just depends on which one you want. But Instagram too is also valuable because you can go on Instagram faster. YouTube takes longer. And YouTube is much harder too. But it just depends on, if you love it, then
So
it's not.
much harder.
Because there's a lot of process that goes into making a YouTube video. I can make an Instagram video while I'm here. Like I can make 5 Instagram videos while I'm here, 20 self. But for me to make a video up here, that is a YouTube video, and make it interesting, is much harder. Because it needs a whole lot more. Like my New York video might just be 1 video, it might be 2. And I've been in New York for like 3-4 weeks. That whole content might just become 1 video. That's what I mean by harder. But I can shoot 5-10 reels every single day in New York if I wanted to.
Both with cameras and phones.
No, phone. Most of the time I don't shoot my videos on my Instagram reels. I shoot them on my phone. The video I did on, okay, how much do you pay for it? It was on phone, like just phone, yeah.
Like I've seen a lot of promotions like Faceless Channels.
Okay, yeah.
What do you think the longevity of that is? As against
Having your face. It doesn't really matter actually. It just depends on what you want to do. There are channels where, it just depends on what some people don't want to show their face. There's this guy, what's his name? Is it Dream? He's a popular, I don't know anybody who knows Dream. He has like 20 million subscribers. He has never shown his face, but he's always a streamer. He's always in front of the camera. But there are channels where people just make something about something. You can create a channel making stuff about coffee. There's a channel I saw one day, he has 1.5 million subscribers. The channel is about somebody who opens up those foods that they eat during World War II, like all those military rations. Well, the person just buys it and unboxes it in front of the camera. 1.5 million subscribers. It's just his hand that shows, so people don't even know the person's face.
that's true.
So it just depends on you, what you want and how you want to go about it. So that's kind of like it basically.
What do you think your transition points was, like in your career?
There are multiple transition points. When you say transition, how do you mean? Transition from what to what?
Elevation, like where you saw a lot of growth or a lot of
Tipping points.
tipping points. I love it.
So there have been multiple She said, where did I see like the tipping point in my career? There have been multiple tipping points. I think my first tipping point was when I filmed the video on J. Cole. When he came to Nigeria, I did a video on him. That was one of like the first, my first viral video on YouTube. And the second one was when I did a video on Eco Atlantic, Nigeria. Which other one again? Okay, another one too was when I was in South Africa. I did a video on an entrepreneur there. One guy who works at he's a mechanic, a Nigerian mechanic in South Africa. So those points, I won't call them, they are tipping points because they open me up to a new audience. And like if I drop a video on New York, I feel like I'm in a tipping point, correct? I'm at a tipping point in my journey by being here, because I've never been here before. And I feel like whatever I share from America or New York or LA, because I just came out from LA yesterday, I feel like it will also be another tipping point, because it's like something that has not been done before, and then I'm showing people New York from my perspective, because so many people have done New York videos, but Ty has not done a New York video. So yeah, that's I don't know.
A question to you.
Okay.
Are you at any time going to transition into like proper movies?
Maybe. I was in LA and I went to Hollywood and I saw like, oh, okay. One of my dreams has always been to create like a documentary for like Netflix or Amazon or something like that, and I have it on those platforms. So maybe one of these days, but I'm still on YouTube for now, Sha. So maybe, I don't know. I don't know what the future holds.
Yeah, one question I think is very interesting. Like,
Yeah.
how have you managed to stay consistent? Because I remember when we first met like years ago, you were still the biggest YouTuber I knew then. I
Yeah.
had like 3K, 5K subs, and my mind was blown. I couldn't
Yeah.
fathom it, but like, how did you stay consistent till you got to that first tipping point? Because I remember when I went to your channel and I asked you for advice and you told me some things.
Yeah.
I did it for 2 months during COVID.
Yeah.
The world opened up. I went back to real life. So how have you managed to stay consistent? Like, what drives you in the morning to wake up? Like, is it the urge to tell people stories, or just like not editing videos? But I hate doing editing videos. I can shoot, but I hate editing.
So as regards being consistent, I was running away from poverty. I'm just joking.
How motivating.
So I think for me, it's just like this YouTube thing or this video thing, I didn't plan to make videos. Like, it was something I found and I fell in love with it. So once you love something, it's like if you're in a relationship and you love somebody, like you just love, even if people ask you, oh, why do you love this person? Sometimes you might not really find a reason, but you just know that, oh, you love this person. So that's it for me. I fell in love with like making videos, and I just felt like, that's one thing I fell in love with, and I was able to learn because I was passionate about it enough to be able to learn enough to be able to tell people stories. So that's one, I fell in love with it. Another one too is also, I feel like, when I started making videos, especially when I made videos about Lagos and all those places, I was just making videos because I wanted to just make videos, but then I saw the impact. So now I'm seeing that the impact kept motivating me going forward. It's like, oh, okay, these videos I'm doing is impacting people's lives. When you meet people and you're like, oh, because of you, I came back to Nigeria. The second day I came here, I was in Brooklyn. No, this first day actually, I was just walking on the road in Brooklyn, here, Williamsburg, or I don't know, I think that's what they call the place. And there was a woman, a black American woman, she was just driving, and she was driving close to me by the sidewalk, and I'm like, they say they used to shoot people in America, I'm like, what's happening? Why is this man stalking me? And she was like, Tayo. I was like, wow. And she was like, she now passed. She was like, oh, because of you, I went to Nigeria and I bought like land in Nigeria, like I want to build something. I'm like, oh, wow. And that's just from one video I made. And that's just one person. So imagine all the other people. New York's very noisy, by the way.
Well, it's not as noisy as Lagos.
It's noisier than Lagos. It is noisier than Lagos. It is noisier than Lagos. No, it's noisier than Lagos.
This is like quiet right now.
This is quiet. It's noisier than Lagos. Where I stay, because I currently stay in Brooklyn, there's always like 5 or 10 of these every day passing at night.
It's a good cause, like the siren. Siren is very good cause, not noise. And the ones one is playing one big music for no cause.
They play music here too.
No, this one.
No, they play. You know. Do you see those guys? I didn't know. Like when I was in Brooklyn, I saw these guys. They're inside all these SUVs, and they have all this big sound system inside, and they're just driving. I'm like, is your ear not paining you? And it's just like, I'm like, why? So no, it's noisy. You don't see that in Lagos like that. Lagos is noisy, but not this noisy. But it's fine. It's cool. It's the energy. So yeah, was I answering the question before, or I don't know? I just just switch out. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a question. Like your African videos you do.
Yeah.
Which one has been the most challenging for you? The African countries.
So it's hard to think because many of them are challenging. But when you say most challenging, I think most of the videos I've shot in Nigeria are challenging. Nigeria. Also, Ethiopia was also challenging. Where else?
Nigeria, do you mean the north?
I mean like almost everywhere, man. Lagos, shooting Lagos is so difficult. Like the way I can carry camera, like imagine we have cameras here. You can't do this in Lagos. You can't do this. It's hard because you can't just carry your camera out and film on the streets. Yeah, because there are some guys they call like streets. They are thugs. They are like street guys, and they'll come and meet you and they'll be like, okay, you need to give them some money. If not, even if you're from there, it's still the same. They don't care.
They don't really care. They care about your pocket.
They don't care. They want money. So the first time I went, I didn't even know. I was so naive. I just took my camera. I went to Marina. Marina is kind of like our own Manhattan. They took my camera. They were like, "Oh, I'm part of those guys that are blogging and like making." They said I was making videos about their king or something. They just brought up one story. I was like, I need to give them money. So I had to give them money to collect my camera back. And then from there, they were like, okay, cool, you can shoot now. Really? Yeah, that's how it is. Yeah, it's just, so if you're going to shoot in Lagos and you want to shoot outside, just have some loose change that you just give those guys.
How much? Like, what's the?
It's not even a lot. It's like $2, $3. Yeah, that's it.
I'm ready to fight.
I got $2 or $3.
I'm ready to fight for some money.
That's it basically. Also, I'm reiterating, if anybody wants a drink or water or anything, there's a spot here where you can get water or anything from.
I know that you've interviewed some of. Go ahead.
Oh, so like you said about the challenging countries that you've been in. So like, which one is your favorite you highlight?
My favorite. I think every country has something unique, especially in Africa, because we are so similar, but we are also very different. So it's like South Africa was dope. Kenya, Tanzania. I think all the countries I've been to, there's always something unique about them in some way, either maybe the way the people are. So like I went to Botswana. I didn't know that Botswana has is the second largest diamond reserve in the world. Has the second largest diamond mine in the world. It used to be the one with the highest diamonds, the biggest diamond mine in the world, but then Russia took over. Yeah, so I think for me every country has something unique about it, basically. But I think before in Africa, my most favorite city was Cape Town. Or it's Cape Town actually, even up to now. But then I went to Morocco, I'm like, okay, Morocco is dope too. And I went to Botswana, I'm like, okay, Botswana is dope too. And then I went to Namibia and I'm like, oh, Namibia is really nice too. But I think so far, Cape Town, I actually love Cape Town a whole lot. Cape Town is up there.
You actually live there, right?
I was there for 8 months during the pandemic. So people assumed that I lived there. I was locked down in South Africa, which I was happy. I would rather be there than in Lagos. I don't know what was happening in Lagos. Lagos was boring during that period. People couldn't go out. But South Africa was good because I had more time to explore the country. So yeah, that was the best.
Friendliest country?
Least friendliest. So I had a bad experience in Ethiopia. I did a video about it. Because when I went, I got arrested because they were like, oh, Nigerian. Then they were like, oh, they should have made me go through one very horrible experience that I don't want to talk about. Because I did a whole video about it. So yeah, so Ethiopia, I think I was also arrested in South Africa too, in Johannesburg, for being a Nigerian too. But yeah, I think those things just come with being a Nigerian and traveling too. It's just what it is. Because now I'm used to it now. I don't feel like it's anything. Like I just look at those things as part of the journey. I don't see it as, I've been through like crazy stuff. So it's like, whatever, man. I think here is even easy because nobody can try any rubbish with me. But traveling in Africa was very difficult. But it needed to be done because there was nobody then Apart from Wodemaya, I don't know if you guys know, you probably know Wodemaya. There was nobody else documenting African stories. And Africa is so beautiful. Like there's so many things going on there that we don't even know. Like Botswana I went to, I was so surprised that like, and also the biggest diamond company in the world, 50% of it is owned by Botswana, De Beers, because they have the second biggest diamond mine. So they signed an agreement. No, they own 15%, sorry, not 50%. They own Botswana owns 15% of De Beers, which is the biggest diamond company in the world. So stuff like that, if you don't go there, you won't know. And Botswana is also a very forward-thinking country. Because like things like, you know, they care about citizens, they make sure the money actually goes around. It's one of the first countries I'm saying. And they also allow women take positions of power, which is very key. For any country to grow, I think women need to be in positions of power. So, yeah.
They have like their own Silicon Valley that you showed.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, they have. It's just that it's not been, people don't talk about it as much. So we have to go there and go and make videos about stuff like that. They have their own Silicon Valley. Like they built a whole building, $60 million was spent on it. So, yeah.
You know, I saw your work on EW.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was very great.
Thank you.
Did they reach out to you?
Yeah, they reached out to me.
Oh, so they say your stuff on, I saw.
Yeah, they reached out. They saw my story. They were like, okay, we want you to make videos about Africa for us. Because I felt like for them, they couldn't have brought like a white guy to tell the story about Africa. Because there are people might not resonate with it. Because what does the white guy know about Africa?
So did they ask you to pick the topic, or did they give you the topic they wanted?
So they kind of like gave me countries they were interested in. And I was like, okay, I have this idea. Let me do this for this country. So I did one for Nigeria. I did two. I did one for Calabar in Nigeria and Lagos, and I did one in Kenya. Yeah, I did one in Kenya. Yeah, so that was kind of like it.
Do you plan on expanding to like Middle East?
Middle East. Eventually, I actually want to travel the world. I don't feel like there should be a limit. Like, I don't see limits. I just want to explore the world. You know the way like a lot of like travel creators here are able to travel across the world. Why can't a black guy travel across the world and make videos about it? It doesn't only necessarily have to be like African stories, but it's like, I feel like if I go to the Middle East and I share my opinion, you'll be able to relate with it more than if it was somebody else. So.
Oh yeah, I like the Egypt video.
Oh, the Egypt video?
Tough one for you.
Yeah. Egypt.
Yeah.
You're asking a question. Egypt. I forgot about it. I think I just deleted it from my brain.
Like the whole
video. It was crazy because Egypt was.
They
so
stop
Egypt,
you like every point.
Yeah, it's like I'm not even the only. It's not even just because maybe I'm black or whatever. It's like they do that to everybody. Once you hold the camera,
they're on you.
They're on you. Yeah. So I had to use my phone to make a video.
You said they were asking you for money. You were sitting down to eat, and the kids kept coming.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even want to eat no more.
Yeah, because you know it's like you can ask me for money because it's normal. But it's like you're touching my food, and then, and the guy was like, "Oh, let me take your." I'm like, I don't want to. I'm like, whatever, man.
You say Egypt was worse than
Ethiopia? So Egypt, no, Ethiopia was worse because of the experience I had coming into the country. The experience of exploring Ethiopia was fine, but going into the country and the immigration, the police arresting me and making me go through like one of the most embarrassing moments in my life was what made it bad. Because your perception of a country is from like from the airport, from when you enter. So it's like, that's why when people enter Nigeria and everybody's asking them for money at the airport, it's like, why? So that's where you build your perception from the way people, if you came to America and the first time the immigration officer gave you a hard time and then somebody at the airport made your experience is already mad, no matter what happens, because you always remember that. So for me, Ethiopia was that. But Egypt, my problem with Egypt was filming. Like, if you went to Egypt and maybe you didn't go to Cairo, because most people just go to Cairo to see the pyramids. After that, there's nothing again. So you go to Luxor, you go to some other places. Those ones are chill there. But Cairo was horrible. It was horrible. It was horrible. But I won't say it was horrible in terms of, I would just say based on my experience as a creator. If you went there as somebody who was just going for holiday, you might have a different experience. But I know every creator, every travel creator who has gone to Egypt, they've all complained.
I've seen videos.
All of them have complained. Everybody. So it's not just me. It's not just a meeting. So yeah.
What about the West African countries?
West African countries? Are you talking about in terms of
like Ghana, Nigeria, Benin?
Yeah.
I have a story like when you made your video on the Republic,
Yeah.
I got motivated.
Okay.
I took a bus from Lagos.
Oh, you think
I went
about?
to Benin.
Yeah.
I went to Togo. I went to Burkina Faso.
Okay.
And I suffered.
Oh wow, yeah. It's not because of you.
Like,
Because of
yeah.
that's not me. That's not
Yeah, I
me.
suffered, like,
Sorry,
when you
sorry.
mentioned, I was like,
I can relate. Don't worry.
there was a point. I think
No.
in Benin, I
Trap-
was trying to use my phone.
Yeah.
This is my phone. Like they kept me for like 8 hours.
Yeah.
I went to Ghana. This is my passport because
Yeah.
I'm Nigerian.
Yeah.
You have to pay more money.
Yeah.
So I was like,
And that's the cause. That's the blessing of being in Nigeria.
listen,
That's the blessing of the green passport. So
like you say, like for Nigerians, I think.
yeah, it's the norm.
I got a question about that.
Yeah.
That's that way, but how about the reverse? So like I'm African American.
Yeah.
Want to travel Africa. Never been. Like where would I start? What country should I go to? What's easy? What's difficult? Because you're African and you're saying it's difficult. So it's like, what should I expect going there?
What should you expect?
I want to go to Nigeria, but it's kind of it's a lot of stuff for me to do there.
Okay.
So it might be.
You want to go to Nigeria?
I want to go to Nigeria. Yeah.
Okay. And you can go if you want.
Like, where would you suggest?
I would say so. I would say it depends. I wouldn't say you should go to Nigeria as your first. So this might sound some type of way
Yeah.
because I'm Nigerian, but I would say depending on what you're going for. What are you going for? If you're going to maybe like you want to see like Africa in terms of like something touristy, I wouldn't say you should go to Nigeria, because if you go to Nigeria, most times people go to Nigeria, they go to Lagos, they go to Abuja, but there isn't as much touristy stuff to do there. Nigeria is just mostly known for like the nightlife, parties, entertainment.
I like cities that come from New York, so I
Okay.
like big cities.
Okay, so if you're used to New York, then you can go to Lagos. So you're
Sterling, not all Lagos. Not all Lagos.
Like you have to know someone. Like maybe like
Can
him.
y'all tell me? 'Cause I feel like there's more.
yeah. Maybe they should talk. Maybe they should speak.
Like
Don't go to
You don't want to go. For you as a New Yorker, I would advise you go to Island.
Yeah.
Don't go to
you
mainland.
can go to Lagos provided you have somebody
And security.
that takes you.
Yeah.
But you
I can't just show up.
no, because this is even a red flag.
If I'm you speaking like this,
It's not that. It's not that.
You know, it's a
no,
red
it's
flag.
not that deep.
Don't mind it.
That's what I'm saying. Security wise, me, I'm even focusing on security wise.
But it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
But this year I can't go like this. That's a red flag.
You can't go like
that
this.
voice alone.
It's that bad. You don't want to go to Koro. You don't want to go to
Why will you go to Ikorodu?
Akeke. Those are
Why will you go
mainland
to Ikorodu?
Ekpe- maybe part of Ekpeda or something. Go to Island.
I'm
Maybe
glad I
you'll be
asked
fine.
this question.
When we're discussing about travel,
Yeah.
I feel like not even Nigerians tend to do more damage when promoting the country than any other person outside the
Yeah.
country. I've seen
Yeah.
Americans
Yeah.
doing a better job. Like you did a video with Drew
Dubinsky. Yeah.
He did a better job than most Nigerians that I've ever met. I don't know if it's a colonial thing in Nigerians mind, but they do like a really horrible job when promoting their own country. So my question is like, what do you think the future of like when it comes to like shaping the perception of Nigeria and Africa in general by black people? Because Sway Lee and whatever his name is,
Travis Scott.
French Montana, they're in Nigeria right now. They went to the worst parts of Lagos to make a video. You know,
Because that's what sells.
that's what sells. So like, how do we change that?
You can't change that. I don't even think it's our job to change that. I think what I would even say is like, or maybe it's our job to change that, but what I've been able to do is like, mine is just like, okay, everybody help, like most people come to Nigeria and, you know, they want to showcase that part. So what can you do? Your own is to counter it by showcasing like the positive parts, telling the positive stories of people, because you can't control what negative stories people would tell. But that whole thing of like going to like the craziest parts of Lagos to make videos is a thing, and it sells. They won't come to Lagos and go to like stay in Banana Island and shoot a video. They have to go to like because that's what sells. So they rather do that than something else.
Indigo Traveler.
Yeah, Indigo Traveler.
White guy that went to Makoto.
Yeah.
And his video on Makoto, I was like, that's the first time. But I feel like he got preferential treatment because he was a foreigner. So even if no one really bothered him, it's because
No, they pay. Oh,
they pay.
they pay. You have to pay to film. Yeah. You don't just go there and you can't go there. And once they see you, Makoko is now like a place where everybody goes there, but you have to pay money. Like people pay a lot of money to film those
But maybe
videos.
he did,
Yeah.
right? So they didn't necessarily. Well, I mean, we got like a guide to him around. But if a random person that just showed up,
You can't show up. You can't just show up. Eh? You show up. You can't just show. You can't just show up anywhere in everywhere in Lagos to make a video. So just make it. If you're going there to just like maybe you just want to go there and just explore. Yeah, you pay maybe like $1, $2, $3, whatever. Yeah, you have to pay to make a video. Even when I went there to make a video, I paid. You have to pay. I shot a documentary there before I even started like YouTube. You pay. You pay. You have to pay. They have like a chief there. They have the chief of the land. They have the chief of the water. So if you're going there, you have to pay to both chiefs. Yeah.
Well, you said it's cheap. It's not too expensive.
Yeah, maybe like for the video we filmed then. This was like 4 years ago. It was like maybe like $300, $400.
You gotta pay.
Yeah, that was for filming a documentary. But if you're just going there to just see it, they're like $3, $2, $5, $10, $20.
Yeah, I wouldn't know that.
So do you get treated like the other top content creators? Like, you get a lot of brand sponsorship?
Yeah, now I do. But I didn't when I started. So it took me a while to get here. Yeah.